Hi, this is Medician. Welcome to the 5-Minute Allergy and Immunology channel. This is a new series of videos that will focus on different diseases or new information in the allergy and immunology field. Although each short clip may not be enough to cover the whole spectrum of each illness, the goal of these 5-minute videos are to introduce or provide some important knowledge and guidance for you. Alright, today the first talk will focus on Mast Cell Activation Syndrome. A very important disease in our field, but lots of questions and controversies even for doctors. The good news, however, is that earlier in 2019, there are 3 important articles published in our highly impact Allergy Immunology journal. The video is mostly made from the key points taken out from these articles. I will also post the references in the end of this video for you to review. Okay, so first of all, what is Mast Cell Activation Syndrome, or in its abbreviated term, MCAS? In order to understand the disease, you have to know first what a mast cell is. Mast cell is just one of the multifunctional cells in the immune system that are routinely found in our body. And what they do is to produce inflammatory cytokines and vasoactive mediators during an inflammation. So, if you consider an inflammation site as a battlefield between the white blood cells and bugs, mast cells basically are signalers with machine guns in hand. Not only they can call for other forces to help, even themselves can make significant attack. Normally, inflammation is good for us to fight during infections caused by viruses or bacteria. However, when they go wrong, such as starting fighting against naive things like pollens or cat dander, they or the other troops they request can cause serious organ damages that are well known as allergic reactions or allergies. Mast Cell Activation Syndrome, or MCAS, it's a rare condition defined by a severe systemic reaction to mast cell-derived cytokines and mediators. To fulfill the diagnostic criteria, as you can see here, you have to first have the typical clinical symptoms that are recurrent episodes, plus an increased tryptase level or other mast cell markers shown in laboratory tests, and finally, a response to therapies that are targeting the mast cells or their products, like over-the-counter antihistamines you take for allergies. You must meet all 3 strikes to get diagnosed as MCAS. Additionally, there are 3 MCAS variants according to a classification: the primary, secondary, and idiopathic form. For the primary form, you need to have a gene mutation in mast cells. For the secondary form, you need to have another disease that are known to activate the mast cells. If you're none of the above, then you're diagnosed with the third form, idiopathic MCAS. Means there is no other underlying disease, including allergy, that can explain the symptoms and no known genetic mutations. In the article, the proposed diagnostic algorithm was presented as well. Now, if you think there will be no problem in the diagnosis of MCAS because of the existing diagnostic algorithm, criteria, or classification, you are totally wrong. The difficulties of diagnosing MCAS started from a mega list of different diseases that can mimic MCAS and need to be ruled out, every single of them. Furthermore, one of the critical lab tests representing mast cell activation, known as tryptase, must be drawn in a timely fashion during a mast cell activation attack. Last, response to antihistamine medication is fairly nonspecific, and there is no valid way to gauge what should be the appropriate response for MCAS patients. They all make diagnosing MCAS very difficult. Fortunately, the authors have recommended the following 8 questions to ask the patient in assisting physicians to diagnose MCAS. If most of these questions are answered with no, an MCAS can essentially be ruled out. The authors also emphasize that if no severe attacks with hypotension and/or shock during an event, the probability of MCAS is in general very low. Although you may still have a local mast cell activation, which may be even more challenging to diagnose and manage. Here are all the 3 references. If you're diagnosed with MCAS, the third article listed here is a great summary for currently available therapies. This is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Please let me know what you think about MCAS, or you have any additional comment or suggestion. See you on the next clip.